Hello, I am back again, your friend Fro, fighting game commentator turned casual streamer. Well, not fully turned, I still do fighting game commentary, but you get the idea. We're continuing X-Men Legends, the original, and the last time we were playing, we had just entered the HAARP facility after walking through 5 different
All right.
snowy fields. And yeah, so as a reminder, our team right now is Cyclops, Storm, Jean Grey, and Iceman, which is probably one of the best team combinations in the game. Okay, there's a little funny thing here. When Cyclops could pick up that huge barrel over there. Watch this. Oh, what? I thought... Okay, I guess I remembered incorrectly. For some reason, I remembered that little thing being too heavy to get picked up.
Let's see what you got.
Oh yeah, Cyclops can't shoot through those, but we can just walk through here. And I've got to remember that thrown items don't stun enemies in this game.
Combo.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, in case you're joining for this part and you weren't there for the first one, that was the leadership boost kicking in for the combo. Just gotta check something here real quick before I carry on. Alright. I just always have paranoia that I might not actually be streaming or something might not be working, so I always gotta double check through a secondary source.
X-Men, give me a hand here.
Ooh, okay, I threw that a little too close. That is Cyclops down.
Catch you later, dweeb.
Alright, good thing is we have a save point close by, so we can fix this. Yeah, this is Iceman's Ice Tracks ability. It's one of the easier ways to get around quickly. Doesn't cost too much energy either. Okay, I'm pretty sure we have enough to revive Cyclops here. We've been collecting a lot of tech bits. Yeah, his space gets emptied out. Oh yeah, so it's just 200. I don't know why I remembered it being 800 to start.
Cyclops.
Yeah, we got Cyclops back in. Do we want to switch in any of the other characters here? Maybe switch out Storm. We've already got leadership running. We've seen Wolverine. Let's bring in Beast for a bit. I mentioned in the previous video that he is one of the worst characters in the game, I think. But we can try to make him work. Let's see, we just gotta choose a focus power, be it pinball or propeller kick. Propeller kick's gonna level up later. It has bigger range around, but it takes a lot of time to recover. Pinball, and we do want him to get this. So yeah, let's just have all the, no, that's not a good idea. Yeah, let's just power up pinball. This way it'll do some solid damage. We don't have points for any passives, but we have might powered up, so that'll help beast damage. Yeah, let's go for this. Just for a bit of variety here. We will lose a bit of leadership damage since we don't have Storm on the team, but that'll probably be fine.
Yes.
If you were to ask me what HAARP stands for, my answer is I do not remember. There are all these acronyms, GERSO, HAARP, whatever. Like these, I don't remember if all of these organizations were in the comics. I want to say most of them weren't. This game does take a couple liberties here and there with some characters, while keeping basic X-Men lore intact.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, more
I'm on it.
potions to recover. I forgot which one's the right. Oh yeah, I think that door's locked. I'm gonna have to get the key here. Oh, thanks for the equipment drop. Tissue generator, not the generator I would have preferred to get. It's like a much worse version of healing, of Wolverine's healing factor. You start healing health, but only when you're already pretty low. And up to that low threshold, so... Okay, let's get rid of this. That's how Cyclops got killed last time.
Yes.
Oh wow, I thought there would be... Muscle Accelerator. Okay, yeah, let's play as Beast, kind of show him off. Now, yeah, there's a proximity key card, so it wasn't a key, it was a key card. Yeah, you might notice, like, here's Cyclops doing the basic melee attack, same for Iceman. This is the basic melee set. Beast uses what's called a heavy melee set. So his punches are like these weird, slow elbow ending combinations. Not ideal. Although his heavy attack is pretty cool. He does this little capoeira kick. Shout out to Eddie Gordo. I'll try to show off his pinball ability and kind of, through that, help to examine why I don't hold Beast in very high regard and why he's probably not going to be a long-term member of the team. But for now, he'll be fine. You can really get through the game with any combination of characters, but, you know, if I'm planning on finishing this in any reasonable time and playing X-Men Legends 2, I don't want to get myself stuck with weak characters. So yeah, there's this pinball move. It can only hit one enemy at a time. Like, he has to kind of hold the ability and bounce off. I can also see how much energy I've already used just from those couple of rolls we did. So it takes a while for Beast to really get going and have energy levels that allow him to spam powers the way he needs to. Alright, we just gotta level up so he'll be healed up, back at full energy. We can use this a bit. Okay, that's another enemy down. Like, he doesn't have a problem with damage if he uses powers, but you saw how long he got to get up. How long he took to get up there from using pinball. And yeah, when you're in the middle of a whole bunch of enemies and they're wailing on you like that, it is so scary to deal with that, like in that kind of situation. You could use pinball, take out one enemy, and then the rest of them swarm you and kill you before you get to move. Let's activate this just so we can show off the double jump. We'll increase his body's, I guess. Focus. Right, I'm playing X-Men Legends. Focus is the stat. Alright, Gene. Let's see, what can increase? Psionic Strike, telekinetic combat? No, needs level 9. Psychic Shout? Yeah, there we go. That'll be her main attacking power as we go on. Let's kind of use her a bit here. Any enemies hiding here? No. Any pickups? Maybe Danger Room disc. There we go. Yeah, like I might have mentioned in the first part, I don't have the best memory of where these are, so I may end up just exploring around and trying to find the discs out in the wild. Keep some tech bits handy just in case we, you know, accidentally off another character, like I did with Cyclops earlier. I thought the barrels would explode if I threw them at them. Oh yeah, I forgot. That's kind of a weird thing with Jean. Her attacks will do massive damage as she levels up, but her damage to the environment and breakable items is always going to be just weirdly low or non-existent. Alright. We can use this. Just get rid of that wall. Lousy mutant! The voice acting in this game is as hammy as it could possibly be, and I'm here for it, really.
Yes.
That's gonna happen a lot. In this game especially, more than any of the other later entries. Be it Legends 2 or Ultimate Alliance. Basic targeting implant, that won't do much. Oh yeah, I forgot to show what the tissue generator does. And maybe equip the muscle accelerator that I got. Alright, so yeah, basic tissue generator. So it's a healing factor, but it only goes up to a quarter health. And that's an amount of health where you could get taken out in one hit. So it's just not very good. Since Jean is going to focus more on melee combat as we proceed, we can put on this weakness analyzer. These are so bad. I can sell them even if somebody has them equipped, so I guess I might as well just put a basic agility enhancer on these guys. Strike here. Yeah. Basic muscle accelerator is one of my personal favorite things to equip just because it makes you move faster. Alright, and we'll put this on beast. Oh, okay, I thought the game froze for a second. So now Iceman moves ever so slightly faster. Like, if you
Yes.
compare him to Cyclops here, who doesn't have a muscle accelerator on. Ooh, power enhancer, that's good.
Will do.
You'll see that Iceman is moving just a little bit faster. Okay, basic power enhancer. That'll fall out of favor pretty quickly. But it is useful to have early on. Okay, which slot does it go to? Okay, here. So yeah. Added damage to your mutant powers, which is pretty useful since that's your main source of damage, right? I forgot that Iceman leveled up. Let's see, can we increase Cold Smash? No. Can we increase Ice Armor? Yes. And some more focus points. There we go. Although I might put body on the next level up for Iceman. Yeah, this is a look they used for Jean, I guess, because again, they were replicating Ultimate X-Men. They did not use this throughout the rest of the series or in the Ultimate Alliance games whenever Jean did appear. Alright. That advantage with Cyclops just being able to snipe things from afar is so good. But yeah, let's kind of switch around. I'll just try to show off as much as I can with all the characters I've got.
Watch out!
But yeah, this is how Iceman does his best fighting. Armor up, and just go in and fling those icy fists. Alright. That guy, I thought he would open the door. Okay, the other one did. You can kind of see for enhanced enemies their little auras surrounding them, even if they still haven't popped in because they're on the other side of the door. Yeah, this guy was walking over to us. I don't know what happened for him to just stop. Agility enhancer, more free cash. Later, when we actually have a shop.
That was a blast. Affirmative.
The thing is, using Cyclops is just so second nature to me that I subconsciously go to him whenever I can. Like, look how long I took to get over there with Beast and use Pinball, when I could just throw an optic beam from the other side of the room and they just explode. Oh, Cyclops, where'd you go, buddy? Don't go getting yourself killed. You're supposed to be the tactical leader of the team. Alright. Yeah, did you see that 200 plus damage when we've been doing like 60 with our beam attacks without combos? So that tells you just what I mean when I'm talking about the leadership bonus, but also there was a critical hit in there. So that all stacked for some pretty nasty stuff. 74, that was point blank shot distance. Nothing here, so we'll just hop on down. Take care of these guys. Alright, on to Jean. Just fly up here. Continue our little romp through this facility. Now, remembering the story, we're supposed to meet the Brotherhood here, since they've got some nefarious plan they're cooking up. Yeah, Jean's melee attacks are shaping up. You can see that she's already doing more than Iceman. Gotta be careful here not to get Jean into too much trouble. Alright, there we go. Nothing on either side, so we can just go ahead and open this door. Pyro. Yeah, there we go. That's who we're going to be meeting up with next, or rather who we're going to fight next. Boss fights in this game, you know, since bosses tend to follow kind of similar mechanics to you as, you know, the player and a lot of the enemies, they're not always the most exciting affairs. They're kind of just extended fights under the same rules. So you don't get the big epic feeling of a boss battle sometimes, or most times I should say. But, I mean, I like the core combat of the game enough that that's not an issue. Racist.
You bet. Look up! Who are you people? You're not supposed to be here.
No, but we are.
You X-Men are traitors to your own species.
And I'll see to it you don't get another chance.
Bloody well said, Miss
I
Snake.
always forget that that's her
It's
every time I walk in here.
always nose us up when they should be helping us. Let's wipe them out before the Sentinels get us all, hey?
Oh my god. It's not quite classic Symphony of the Night level, but that is some pretty hammy stuff. Before the Sentinels, guess all, eh?
Pyro, destroy them!
Alright, there's Pyro. I want to say he's energy resist. Okay, yeah. Multiple resistances, that basically just means the boss is invincible for a bit.
Fire it up.
Okay, yeah, he's
Okay.
energy resistant, so Cyclops won't be as useful. So Jean and Beast are gonna have to be. Oh, Beast is taking some damage here.
That's all you can do. Indeed.
Wrath of Wendigo. Okay, I forgot what that does. I remember it not being too good, but that is one of the early unique bits of equipment you can get. Yeah.
You're joking me. That's all you can do.
Beast, what is happening to you, my friend? Probably about what's happening to me as Jean right now. But trouble here, there we go.
Oh, so sorry about that.
Okay, that was getting a bit dicey. We took a lot of damage there.
Will do.
Okay.
I will comply. I'm on
Yeah.
it.
We'll get some more healing potions later, so it's not too big of a deal to use these. But yeah, we're starting to fight Brotherhood people, so they're usually resistant. Oh my god. They're usually resistant to some kind of damage. It's part of why I kept Jean, because mental resistance is the one thing they don't have at the moment. Okay, I gotta be careful here. I've taken on a lot of damage. As long as I get to the next area, we'll reach a save point, and then we'll at least have that as a restart.
I'm on it.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Got it.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there we go. Beast is safe because he's gotten a level up. Okay, just gotta focus here.
I
Oh,
could use some
no.
help.
Barely scraped that. Despite how much I've played this game, like, it still astounds me just in how much danger it can put you just out of nowhere against basic enemies. Like, I would argue basic enemies are more dangerous than bosses a lot of the time. Okay, so it needs level 10 for these. And we're not saving up points for tactics or optic sweep, so we'll just go with accuracy to keep getting more criticals. We'll add a point of body to Beast to help his survivability, and we get a bit more damage on Pinball. 80 to 100, that's a good damage bracket to be in right now.
Yes.
So at least he will hurt a lot when he lands a hit. Let's see if we can blow these up. There we go. From a safe distance. Whoa! When enemies are just hidden. Health potions are not popping up right now. This is getting a bit worrying. Yeah, that's a problem. Pinball can sometimes bounce off your teammates instead of an enemy, and that counts as an obstacle that it will bounce back off of, which is really unfortunate for that move. I mean, you might be seeing why, if you caught the first session of me playing this game and saw Wolverine, why he's a clearly superior character to Beast on many levels. Part of it just being that his mutant powers work. Okay, let's save our game over here. And I think that's it for Beast. He can go ahead and take a break. But while we're rotating characters, might as well bring in Rogue. Everybody's favorite Southern Belle. That probably sounded terrible. Alright, I don't know what else to give her. I can't put any more into Southern Strike. I talked about this being really bad, and since I'm not planning on Rogue for the long term, I might as well just show that off, I guess, if I can. This section can be pretty brutal if you're not careful here. Enemies are, as you saw, we're going to fight a lot of those Brotherhood enemies that we just saw a whole bunch of. Yeah, I know I just saved like a minute ago, but this is just how I do things. Alright, so I'll go ahead and play Rogue. Come on. Basic power enhancer. Alright, Rogue doesn't have any equipment on her. There's a basic body enhancer we picked up. Might as well give her that bit of extra health. Weakness analyzer. Yeah, there's the Wrath of Wendigo. Unique items like that, man. Yeah, they have like all these stronger effects. -5 damage is nice, gives you better durability, but pain is something that I literally do not remember in terms of how it actually works. And I've never really had to think about it, so... Alright, health potion. Another one. Alright. Okay, now... Yeah, so see, that's what ability drain does. Rogue gets to steal a move from enemies, and it's cool in concept, but with the amount of energy that Rogue needs to use the move, and then the amount of energy she needs to use the power. Yeah, see. Oh no!
I'm on it.
I feel reborn.
I just used her Southern Punch and it just dragged her right off the cliff. Alright, let's switch to a safer character than that. For how close she has to be, she's just not worth it. That's all on me. I like straight up, that mistake is all on me. I'll revive her just so she can keep getting experience. I think knocked out characters don't get experience, but alright, Wolverine or Storm. I don't have any physical damage if I don't put in Wolverine, so let's go ahead and do that. Body and focus, Brutal Slash. I've never really tried using Claw Flurry, and Brutal Slash is in a good enough damage bracket right now. So I'll put a couple points into Claw Flurry and test it out. And kind of see if I end up making that the main power we do with Wolverine. Assuming he stays on the team, but there are scenarios where he is going to be forced into action. So, you know, it's never a bad idea to level him up. Same holds true for Cyclops. They're the characters with the biggest number of, you know, scenarios where they have to be played. Alright, so she needs level 9 for that. Let's add some body on there, and... can't power up Psychic Shout. Level 9 will be good for her. She'll be able to level up some pretty important stuff. Like that boost in telekinetic combat will be really useful. And then Psychic Shout will go to a decent damage bracket for being a radial move. So you might have seen a little effect appearing on enemies' heads when Jean hits them with this. That's the debuff going there. So she lowers their strike and agility. It's really not that important of a thing. Oh, right. I literally autopiloted to the level up screen when I saw that Jean has something, forgetting that I literally just said that I'm going to save up that point. I realize now for people who do this on the regular, when they say that it's hard to both talk and keep your thoughts coherent in terms of your decision making playing the game, I get it. I totally get it. Okay, these guys are the energy resistant ones, so Jean and Logan will be the ones. Yeah, there you go.
You're lucky you're still free.
So yeah, let's try out
I will annihilate you.
Claw Flurry. I want to say this is... I forgot that every time I start up this game and I think about this being Wolverine's main ability, I completely forget that dumb pose he has to do at the end of it. Like, he does this, and then he has to do that at the end. That's pretty much a death sentence, like in the middle of a bunch of enemies. Iceman leveled up. Let's go ahead and quickly take care of that. Freeze Blast, nice armor, Cold Smash. Okay, so we can improve Freeze Blast, give him some body.
Got it.
Jean can make bridges out of just pure psychic power.
I'm on it.
I like how they look.
The game's over,
Okay, there's
X-Men.
the physical resistant enemy, so Cyclops can handle that. Oh, Focus Enhancer, that's great. And no two guesses for who's taking that. More focus, more optic blasts.
No!
Ah, Jean,
I need help right now.
how did you fall off your own bridge? That is troublesome. We can still make it. It's still doable, but that is incredibly annoying.
Set and match.
Okay, that's an energy resistant enemy, I think. No, that's physical resistant. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Join
Okay,
us. Help us destroy the humans.
of course, the energy resistant one is the one that chases me all the way back here, so we need Wolverine for some cleanup here. Oh, what is going on? Even the first time I played this game, I don't remember getting into this much trouble.
Destroy the humans.
Next.
Yeah,
Oh god.
you bet.
And there goes Cyclops. Okay, yeah, we gotta get out of here. Get back to the safe point, get everyone back alive. Assuming these guys don't catch me first. Wouldn't it have been funny if I punched the exploding barrel? Okay, it seems they're not... Okay, are they still chasing me? Okay, looks like they stopped. Ooh, that was a doozy. Okay, I remember, because usually when I'm there, Jean is alive, and she hits them with her psychic shout, and that gets a lot of the enemies to kind of just be, you know, a bit dazzled and all, so, okay. Cyclops, Jean,
Jean Grey.
I want Cyclops in this
Cyclops.
spot, because that's where I'm used to having
Jean
him,
Grey.
and Wolverine, but
Wolverine.
if anyone else goes down, we don't have the tech bits immediately to get them back up, so... I don't remember, was it, yeah, maybe I was using telekinesis too with Jean to stop enemies, or maybe Storm's shock,
Hey, how about a little help here?
yeah. Okay, Let's just make sure we handle that better this time. So
Yes.
let's go ahead with Jean, since she has the biggest number of ways to slow down a group of enemies. And let's hope no one else falls off the bridge.
You are destined to lose, X-Men.
Where are they? Oh god. I thought Cyclops was a goner for a second there.
This is impossible.
Okay, yeah. There we go. There we go.
Better
That's
luck
all those
next
guys
time.
down.
All right.
Cyclops can blast these guys since the energy resistant ones aren't busy chasing him anymore. Okay. Okay. There we go. Basic power enhancer. I guess that can go to Wolverine. Alright, there'll be more enemies for sure, but at least we handled that big wave. I just don't remember that wave being that large. Like, that was about 6
You
or
are
7
destined
enemies.
to lose, X-Men.
Yes.
Sweet
Yeah,
dreams.
I remember. Okay, that's not quite working out the way I remember it working.
Will do.
Oh god.
I need a hand.
Hopping down might have been a foolish idea, but it worked. Excellent. 3 health potions. Enemies down. Cyclops
what I
levels up. Perfect. Yeah, looking back, jumping down into a big group of enemies with my frailest character probably wasn't my most glorious moment. But it's okay. Agility enhancer, focus enhancer, yeah, focus enhancer. Okay, there's Cyclops now that he's level 9. Okay, extra point into focus, of course, and then point into optic beam. The thing is, he'll be stuck here for the next 6 levels. Thankfully, enemies won't outstrip his damage by too much in that time, but yeah, that is just something to keep in mind. But it means I'll be distributing points into other stuff while he becomes able to actually power up the beam. Qualifying exam 100, good. Qualifying exams are probably the most important discs to find because that's how you unlock additional levels in the danger room. They're also buyable, but I mean, you don't want to spend your tech bits just on things that you could have just collected. Okay, before we fight, we got through all of that, so we are definitely saving before we do anything else. All right. Got him.
Next.
Okay, yeah, more of these, please. Oh, thank you.
You are destined to lose, X-Men.
Got it.
Combo.
Better.
Batter. I don't know how his voice actor guessed that. What was it already? Bloom. What's his first name? Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom. I wonder if it was already him voicing Wolverine by this point. I forgot to check.
Got it.
Jean still hasn't
Will
reached
do.
level 9, so we don't want to actually spend that point yet.
Combo.
Excellent. Combo damage coming in clutch. Alright. Let's keep exploring the area. I think we have
You
a
are
bridge to build.
destined to lose, X-Men.
Combo.
Yeah, I hope it's being fairly obvious why I think Cyclops is really good, aside from just being a leadership bot. Like, the fact that he can fight from a safe distance and do that much damage is huge. Okay,
Will
let's make
do.
an ice bridge this time, maybe. I might just be, being superstitious, but Maybe that'll prevent what happened last time.
The game's over, X-Men.
All right.
Combo.
Right.
Combo.
Okay.
I'm on it.
Get
Who's
back in
next?
control. Good.
I feel reborn.
That stun was pretty scary, not gonna lie, but we pulled through. Alright. Jean now has 2 points. Do I activate her buff? Now, she'll get 2 points on her next level up, so we can activate it then. And for now, we can just buff Psychic Shout and Psionics and Telekinetic Combat. Now, when I talk about Jean being busted, and if you're looking down there at what the next rank for this passive does, when Jean reaches level 14, she is going to get a massive buff on Telekinetic Combat. That buff will mean that every single melee attack she does will be doing that much additional damage. So considering we're doing things in like the 20s right now per hit, you can imagine how quickly that's going to skyrocket. Okay, no one else has anything to do here on the screen, so we just continue for now. All right. Wolverine, do your thing.
Got it.
Yeah, already, like, Jean's already doing triple everyone else's close range damage.
Booyah! I'm on it.
Combo. Combo.
Okay, just want to focus till these guys are done. Got it. I mean, Wolverine never really needs health potions, but, you know, force of habit, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so that takes care of. Okay, we're already near the end of this. We're about to go into our next boss fight, and I'm going to make a team shift here because now I don't know what triggers this specifically, but keeping Iceman and Jean here makes it possible for the boss to just soft lock. I don't know what causes it. I have no idea if it's possible to fix, but I'm just going to completely avoid the situation, so we're going to take them out.
Storm.
There, so we'll add Storm over Iceman. And we'll remove Jean and add... stuck between a rock and a hard place here. We'll take Rogue.
Rogue.
Doesn't that hurt, Scotty? Holding that pose like that? Right, save just so I have a clear point to come back to in case we end up soft locking on the boss fight. And let's go up for the final boss of this area, Toad.
I come back here, you twits! Bloody hell. That's the third flipping time this month.
I always forget that that's his line, and it never fails to crack me up. Alright, multiple resistances, which means he's invincible. Yeah, there's a little mechanic here with Toad in that he'll try to escape using these jets. Now, I've never waited to see if he actually ends up escaping. But why I removed Iceman and Jean, for some reason, the slowdown from Iceman's freezing abilities sometimes messes with Toad's AI, and the same applies to Jean's debuff from her Psychic Shout. Oh wait, gotta be careful here. Whoa. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't want to let him escape. But yeah, for some reason it makes Toad just kind of get confused and just sit there. I don't know why, it just happens. And it's incredibly annoying when you've already destroyed a couple of jets and, you know, Toad just decides that you're not gonna win the boss fight today.
Combo.
Sometimes you can bypass one of the jet phases. I don't know how to do that. I imagine speedrunners of this game have that exploit down pat, but I don't know how to actually do it.
Let's see what you got.
Alright, that is the last jet, which means just gotta take him down.
A fine bunch of superheroes you are, eh? The entire lot of you knocking on me. That's oddly fair.
Aww.
Oh, should I bleeding now? I can't even give them to give me a lift.
His voice actor was rather, I guess, at the time. He had to have been having the time of his life voicing these lines.
Sentinels? I don't recall saying any such thing. You're hallucinating, you are. I swear on the grave of me Aunt Beatrice, I don't know nothing about no shit.
I don't know in the comics if he actually has an Aunt Beatrice, but yeah.
No need getting rough on me. I was just having a little fun, I was. Okay, look. Mystique wanted a location that was stored on the computers here. I don't know, honest.
Yeah,
But
it is
now that
pretty
they've
late
got it,
here. It's like
Mystique was saying the
11:20.
day of reckoning's coming soon. Well, if I knew, he wouldn't be anonymous, now would he?
Fair point.
Here now, I'd be far more likely to talk if you would have been nice to me.
I mean, you've been talking, son. And there we go. That was the HAARP facility, which means now we get to go back to the Institute, or the X-Mansion, and we get to see our girl Allison again. We also get to see a new area, which is the grounds. You know, garden, pool, whatever. And how rich was Xavier to just build this?
Been 2 days now since I came to the Institute. I still haven't decided whether I want to stay or not. But Bobby Drake sure makes it seem awfully inviting. It was exciting hearing about the X-Men's adventures at the HAARP facility in Alaska. I guess I'm getting caught up in all this
All right. Just, you know, her musing about her thoughts. And of course, passive level up, so we're going to be able to power her up a bit. Add some, oh, I thought, okay, so she needs a couple more levels for her next one on that. The thing is, it says here, now I don't know if this is, mosquito just bit me. Anyway, it says here magma form, and magma form is the second stage of her fiery form ability, so I don't know if it applies to fiery form, but I don't know where else to put this point, so I'm just gonna, I'm not trying to unlock her lava fissure, so that's just gonna be that way. Body and focus points for her, and that is gonna do it for now. I think there was a sketchbook somewhere around the pool, but I'm not gonna, you know, spend too much time looking for things. I also want to be really careful around the stairs to the house, because there was a time where I fell through them, and since there's no trigger for character death set up anywhere here, so if that happens, she just kind of ends up falling endlessly. But the main thing you want to focus on right now is just finding our other new characters. So there's one of them.
You're that new girl everyone's talking about. What's your name again? I'm Allison Crestmere. I got here just a few days ago.
Right. Good to meet you, Allison.
And you are?
The name's Jubilation Lee, but everyone around here calls me Jubilee.
Oh.
Yeah,
Everybody's
well, I
favorite
wanted
from
to
the
be
90s
called
show, am I
Rogue,
right?
But that code name was already taken. No, not really.
Where are you from?
I was born in Beverly Hills, California. Then my parents died, so I spent some time at a juvie hall in LA. But I had a lot of run-ins with the management, so I took off and lived in a Hollywood mall.
That must have been terrible.
Yeah, it was kind of a rough time. But the mall was cool, I mean, you know. Then the mall went and hired a bunch of mutant hunters to track me down. Luckily, Storm, Psylocke, Rogue, and Dazzler...
Alright, yeah. I mean, not much else that Jubilee's gonna tell us that we don't already know. Yeah, I'm using the ramp, kind of abusing privileges that I shouldn't here, but, you know. Better than getting soft locked. I don't think there are any more characters outside. Yeah. There was another NPC we could talk to, but, you know, it's just a generic student. But we will meet other characters as we get inside the house, and so one of them should be appearing right about now.
Guten Tag, Fräulein Krestmir.
Guten
1000
Tag,
pardons.
Kurt.
I did not mean to scare you.
Who are you?
My name is Kurt Wagner.
My
But
name.
normally I use the name Nightcrawler.
That's a very cool name.
Danke. That was my performing name when I was a famous acrobat, known all over Germany.
No, I can't say that I have.
Pity. I do so love the spotlight. But perhaps what I loved the most was people's assumption that I was just a regular human dressed in a devil's costume.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the most tragic characters.
That trick of yours is...
It is teleportation. At first I could only teleport a few meters, but the more I practice, the farther I can transport.
Wow. You can travel anywhere?
Almost. I must be able to see the place I am teleporting to. Otherwise I might appear in a wall or tree, which would be most disagreeable.
I hate that I just thought about that.
Could you tell me about the Sentinels?
Sentinels are pure evil.
How do Sentinels work?
They are programmed to scan for mutant DNA and then kill any and all mutants. Their shielding and weapons were built to withstand all but the most...
What's it like?
Ah, it is terrible. I remember one battle in particular.
You've mentioned...
Yeah, I have heard that many...
Yeah, I kind of want to skip through this just because it'll allow me to show off one of the, I think one of the coolest features of this particular entry in the Legendary Alliance series, which is this, flashback missions. Aside from the main game, you get these optional side missions, and instead of them just being like a generic danger room sequence, you get moved to an area, you know, a main gameplay area with the characters, and you get to play them in a completely different era. So, for example, with this one, when this is where the loading screen would be very nice to speed up a bit for me. But in this one, we're going to be playing as the X-Men the way they looked in the 70s.
Wolverine, how can you live being so suspicious of everything and everyone?
The only reason I'm still living is because I am so suspicious.
Yep.
Mutant DNA identified.
Look out! It's a trap!
So we get to play. So our team now is these four. Having Jean here is very unfortunate because we're mostly going to be battling Sentinels. And Sentinels, every single Sentinel in the game shares one important trait. They're all resistant to mental damage, which, you know, I guess it's because there's no brain to attack. But that's really unfortunate for Jean, and really the one key weakness she struggles with is that since she can only do mental damage, that she doesn't have an answer when enemies have resistance to that. Although I guess every character kind of has a focused damage type. The more I think about that, because her damage can go so high that she can kind of punch through that resistance, it kind of works out, but yeah. So Nightcrawler, as we've been doing, we'll talk about new characters as they pop up. I'll talk about Jubilee when we actually have her available on the change team screen. Nightcrawler is a character who's pretty notorious, especially in X-Men Legends 2, for being really good. In this game, things are not quite as kind to Kurt. His start is definitely very, very slow. You can see the amount of damage that he's doing. Teleport Leap does so little damage, even as you level it up, that it barely ever gets to be anything useful. Teleport Flurry, on the other hand, since it does the damage that it has listed per hit, that allows it to be a more useful power. And with the basic power enhancer I just put on and stronger power enhancers we get later that can increase damage on each hit, it can do some pretty solid damage. Shadow Blend is a nice defensive boost for him to, you know, stay out of trouble. I don't think there's anything I want to keep these points for the time being. Leap of Faith is a nice little passive that can save you from death every once in a while. Sucker Punch, critical hits on his teleport attacks, pretty good. He has Acrobatics, which is the same as it was with Beast. He gets a double jump and some slightly different melee attacks. Not that useful because it increases the worst stat. And Critical Strike, I don't remember if this also affects his teleport moves, but it could be something to consider later on. I'm heavily considering Nightcrawler being a main member of the team just because he's pretty fun. So let's just get this mission started and see how it goes. That is terrible damage.
Will do.
Yeah, Cyclops is probably going to be our most important character for this fight, or for this mission. But yeah, one thing I really appreciate with Legends 1, it made Sentinels feel like a real threat. They are scary in this game. You have to make sure you handle them very, very carefully. That heat beam attack it was doing out of its hands can do a ton of damage really quickly. Now, the locales that we're going to go through here for this mission are not the most exciting. You're just going to go through a series of streets, taking down Sentinels in each. But, you know. Okay, now I just got to try to remember where the exit was. Using Nightcrawler this way will make things go just a little bit faster. Spends a bit of our energy, but it's all good. But yeah, you can see like these character looks being much closer to what you might recognize. They're more iconic looks. Although I guess that is up for debate with Cyclops. But I like how his classic outfit looks in this game. I don't know why I thought it was going to land on that cab. Oh my god, that is such little damage. Okay, gotta be careful here. Okay, thankfully the missiles didn't explode on any of my characters to do a bunch of damage to them. Okay. The AI just keeps getting caught in the targeting beam of the missiles, and if those things hit, they hurt. They hurt real bad. They could take out over half your health at once. Depending on the character, maybe even more than that. Okay, just checking for any pickups that might be lying around. I guess there aren't any, so we'll just go ahead and go to the next area. Wolverine can also do a lot of damage to the Sentinels, but, you know, Cyclops can do it from afar without having to deal with them doing anything to him at close range, so yeah, Wolverine with his iconic yellow and blue look. Although I guess a lot of people like the brown suit as well. I don't remember if that's available in this game. I want to say it was definitely there in Legends 2. No Sentinels yet, but we know that that's going to change. There we go. I'm trying as much as I can to damage them before they're upright. Okay, that's a dead end. Both ways. You can see the discoloration here kind of clearly telling you that it's a dead end. So it's not an invisible wall per se. You can see it. I'm starting to get a bit sleepy though. I was hoping to start the next mission. The next main mission, I should say, but I think I'm very likely to call it once I'm done with this flashback. I do have work tomorrow, so. Oh, yeah, those poison clouds can end end up messing with your targeting. Oh my god, that little bug that happened, I thought. That's a glitch that can happen if the Sentinel has you locked on with the missiles and you blow them up right as they reach you. You get dragged up that way. It's pretty weird. But I thought for a second when the camera angle changed that Cyclops had died. Alright, brutal slash. There, excellent. Like, you see how much damage that is. That is a big part of why Wolverine's a pretty good character. At least out of the physically focused characters, he's probably the best one. Like, this game's music isn't that melodic. If you like your music more Japanese RPG style, I don't think this will be up your alley, but I can kind of feel the vibes from it, like being more atmospheric and connected with the area you're in, kind of. It can get a bit repetitive, I'm not gonna lie, here and there, but, you know, the big thing it does really well is how it ebbs and flows with combat. Oh man, not good form to be yawning here, sorry. Okay, so that alleyway is one where I haven't gone yet. I don't remember if Sentinels will drop on us in the middle of the alleyway, which would be definitely not cool. Okay, there we go.
Combo! Combo!
You saw those two punches get blocked. Sentinel was just like, I don't care about what you're doing. Come on, Kurt. Get one. Got him.
There's no stopping me now.
I would have liked to get a Nightcrawler level up quote, but it's all good. I kind of think body's not as important for Nightcrawler compared to the other physical-based fighters because of how, since he's teleporting around, he becomes harder to hit. Most extreme moves are pretty bad, but Nightcrawler's blindside blitz is pretty darn good, and we're definitely investing into it when we can. Do we improve Shadow Blend or maybe Sucker Punch? We can't improve Sucker Punch. We'll power up Shadow Blend and then we'll give points to Teleport Flurry next time around. Hey, 10th Avenue. I want to say that's the last section of this. Oh wow. I did not realize how exhausted I was.
Yes.
I mean, it's nice that this is a save point, but no, we're going to push through and finish this. And then we have save points available in the mansion that we can use. Nice critical. I remember there being some pickup somewhere here, but I could be wrong. Whoa. Maybe.
Combo! Combo!
Sorry about that.
Are you, Scott? I'm not.
Combo! Combo!
But yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be streaming tomorrow because I'm going to be out at a gathering, and we're probably going to watch, we're definitely going to be watching France versus Morocco in the World Cup. That starts at 11 p.m. local time, so by the time that's done, I don't think I'm going to have any energy to stream.
I don't have enough power.
Wow, that is such nothing damage.
Yeah.
Alright, switch to Wolverine. Oh, his energy's pretty low too. Not the best situation. But we'll manage. We'll recover a fair amount by the time
I'm on it.
we fight the next few enemies, or maybe we'll find some
Will do.
energy packs.
Combo! Combo!
I could use some help.
last wave of them. Okay, double checking. I guess there isn't anything to pick up.
Combo! Combo!
Need more power to do that.
Oh, we're really low on energy.
I will comply.
Yeah, we need to level that up because
Will do.
the further leveled up it is, the more attacks Nightcrawler does when he does the flurry. Which does stack up nicely, but you can see, as I mentioned, Kurt's start is pretty slow. Alright, that should
I feel
do it. Nice. Good stuff. It went fairly smoothly, I think. If you're not careful, those sentinels can really put the hurt on you, but I was trying to be as careful as I could. Okay, level up for Allison. Okay. Oh, right, I was holding on to the point. Forgot. Alright, I'll head down to the sub-basement to save, and we'll probably call it there. Yeah, it is nice. Like, this game is definitely a product of its time, but it is cool how far it goes in trying to give you the whole being an X-Man kind of experience. You know, you're in the mansion, you get to talk to the different teammates. I'm trying to remember if there's anyone else to unlock now. We've unlocked Jubilee and Nightcrawler based on what we just did. I want to say, let me think with the rest, just trying to think about the rest of the characters left. No, I don't think there's anybody left, but I'll double check whenever I end up booting up the game again. But yeah, that's going to do it for today. A bit of a shorter session than I originally intended, but I am just really exhausted and there's work tomorrow and I'd like to, you know, there's important stuff going on and I'd like to have full focus on that when the time comes. So anyway, you know, that'll be it for today, and whether you end up watching this live or end up catching a VOD later, or however you potentially end up watching this,